Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see I have the main controller and the user one that we installed together ready, and both are untouched. I just finished installing them. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to do basic post installation tasks. I'm just going to do some quick things we need to do, and we're going to do them. I'm going to do it on the main controller here, just to show you, and you can carry on yourself, do exactly what I did for this one here. And so first thing we're going to do, we're going to actually look at, this is a server manager. This opens on itself whenever you boot in, and this is like the most useful thing in the world. There's no more opening 1,000 things to get somewhere. You just server manager. It has everything there, everything you need, all the tools, managing everything, but we'll look at that later. For now, we're going to just configure this local server. And you can see here we have the dashboard and local server. You could get to it that way by clicking local server, or we could go back to dashboard where we were and just click this, same thing, same end result. And we're going to do a few basic tasks. First, we're going to go ahead and change the computer name. That'll make things easier since I'm going to have a real hard time remembering WinATJFPFA931J. It's not a very phonetically sound name, so we're gonna go ahead and change that. Let's just name it simple, since we named it in our VirtualBox domain controller 1, as you remember. And name it the same thing, except we can't put spaces here. So domain controller 1, you can see we're a member of no real domain or workgroup. Workgroup is just a default, thing. And so it will tell you that, okay, so I'm gonna change that again. I forgot I cannot have the entire name. It's too long. It has to be 15 characters. So I'm going to change it to, let's just say, controller 1. Or does it do this? Dom cont controller 1. Okay, I think that's less than 15, is it? Okay, there we go. So click OK, because you will have to restart your computer after. You don't have to right now, though. I don't suggest either. Click close and click restart later. And while that's on, we're going to go ahead and do some other things. Let's see, let's go ahead and look at Windows Firewall. For the purpose of demonstration, to make sure we don't have any interruptions, I'm just going to turn mine off. I suggest you turn it off. Not in a real world environment, but for examples, we're going to go ahead and turn it off. And it will not be happy. It gives you this bunch of red flags, and just ignore it. It's not going to bite. And I'll go ahead and enable remote desktop. We'll be doing remote desktop a little later, though, but go ahead and do it. Go ahead. And you'll notice that, oh, there we go. If you notice a split second, it wasn't there, but now it's there. So some things take a second to change. And before we give this server any kind of static IP address or anything, we're going to do the basics. So come back over here. I'm going to go ahead and configure Windows Update. And we're going to choose our own settings. Why? Because say you're in a server environment and you have it install updates automatically. Well, what does that mean? It'll also restart the computer automatically. And what does that mean? If someone's logged in, someone is working, and it logs them out, boo-hoo for them, you just lost all your work. So I'm going to put it to download updates, which is good. It'll download in the background, but let me choose whether to install them. So it'll download them, get them ready for you, but it won't install them until you give it the go light. So click OK, and it'll automatically start checking for updates, so you go ahead and minimize that. And Windows error reporting, I wouldn't turn it on in this example because you won't be doing a nice thing for Microsoft, because they'll be getting errors for your mistakes, and you're not a pro yet. This is just an example, so it's giving them inaccurate information. So I would just leave that off. And I make mistakes too. If I do, I will cover it. I will definitely try and catch it before I upload the video. So I'm just letting you know, everyone makes mistakes, so I wouldn't suggest. And the second thing, which is something I always forget to do, but I won't this time, is changing the time. Oh, wow, this one did it on its own. Normally I have to change it manually. See, right now where I am, it is 7:12, because it is Eastern time. And for some reason, this says Pacific time, but the time is right. It's supposed to be Eastern. I'm going to change that before it gets a chance to mess up on me. And no, it's not 10 o'clock. It's 7. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 7. 7:13, that's right. And click OK. Make sure the time zone is right. You know, so it doesn't seem important, but it is. And then we're just going to go ahead and close this, since we've done all the basics. Now, as you can see in the background, we still have it checking for updates, though we're not going to update right now. Before we update, we're going to do something else. We are going to do devices, and it looks like my other machine went to sleep. No, sir, you're still on the clock. You cannot sleep. And, and so we're going to come over here and we're going to go to devices for this computer, the one that I'm showing you the example on, the one where we've changed everything. And click here, and go to devices and click Insert Guest Edition CD Image. This is something included in VirtualBox that helps you resize your computer, window and all that fancy stuff, copy paste, and you know, the basics. So what we're going to do is we're going to click that, and you'll see in a few seconds it'll say that we have a disk attached right here, CD drive attached. So we're going to click that, or go into File Explorer and open it from there, and click Run. So we're going to go ahead and install this. Next, install. Get all the, click next as fast as you can, and then click install. The screen will flash a few times, you know, the video drivers and such are being installed. And like I said, we're not going to wait for this Windows update, it's going to take a while. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and click reboot now. And it's good that we did all this together, because, you know, we had to change the name and then reboot and then this and then reboot, and then, you know, it would have been like 2 or 3 reboots, right? So this way we do it all at once, reboot now, click finish, and it'll begin to restart. And I'm going to probably speed this part up since it'll take a minute or two. So, yeah. Well, yeah, that was a little quicker than I thought. And so we're in the boot process, and this has rebooted, so we're going to go ahead and log in. Again, we have to input Control-Alt-Delete. If I can remember my password. Yes, I did. And now you'll notice, as the Windows Server boots up, notice 2 things. 1, I'm on very low battery. And 2, the server, you see it right there? It just became small. It became smaller. What does that mean? I'm going to let this finish loading so we don't have any lag first. And give it a second or two, let it, you know, fully boot. And you'll notice that now we can adjust the size of our server. You can make any size you want. And yeah, it's just a little more convenient. So you want a bigger size. And so now if you come over here to where we were, configure your local server, you'll notice that there's some things that have changed. Domain controller 1. The name has changed. Everything is still there. You know, everything we changed is still there. And we're now on the proper Eastern time. The right time is showing. Everything is going good. And now what you want to do is for this and this computer, again, you know, we're doing the same thing on both computers. We're going to go ahead and let it install the updates. So go ahead and let it look for updates and install them all, then restart. And I'm going to get back to you once every update has been installed. So I'll see you in the next video. This was part